Ladies and gentlemen, presenting our 2021 Full Sail Hall of Fame inductees. She is a producer, line producer, and production manager with credits that span feature films, scripted and unscripted television series, as well as commercials and branded content. Currently a producer of the 49th season of the award-winning PBS series Great Performances, and founding member of Women Independent Producers, 2006 film graduate, Stephanie Dawson. He is the founder and CEO of the globally recognized strategic creative agency Purple Rock Scissors, an advocate for innovation and an influential leader. He has partnered with culture-shifting brands that include Facebook, Cartoon Network, Disney, and Lego. And his work has been recognized with numerous awards, including ADDYs, Webbies, W3, and more. 1997 digital media graduate, Bobby Jones. She began her career as an intern at a small game company before moving on to work at BioWare and Edge of Reality, working for AAA titles like Star Wars, The Old Republic. She continued to develop her career, working on indie games at Wicked Fun, casino gaming at Scientific Games, and today she's a senior producer at Zynga, a leading developer of the world's most popular mobile games. 2011 game design graduate, Nadi K. He is a brand strategist and keynote speaker on personal branding who has evolved into a leading branding expert with international media appearances that include CNN, Adweek, and Access Hollywood. He has helped hundreds of clients position, build, and promote their brands, including former White House staff, multinational corporations, and recognizable personalities on shows like Shark Tank, Project Runway, Dancing with the Stars, and more. 2011 entertainment business graduate, Phil Palin. He's an A1 and production sound engineer on Broadway, who has been the front of house engineer for the 11-time Tony Award-winning musical Hamilton since its debut in 2013. He has worked on other Broadway shows such as In the Heights, Cinderella, and Porgy and Bess. And he was recently inducted in the Cinema Audio Society for his award-winning work on the Hamilton theatrical release. 2000 show production graduate, Justin Rathbun. He's a sound designer, field recordist, audio engineer, and game audio director at Electronic Arts Tiburon in Orlando. He also co-founded Engine Audio, a game audio contracting group that works on all kinds of interactive media. Across both ventures, he has a wide range of credits on games like Maneater, NBA Live, EA College Football, Madden NFL, Google Blocks, Deep Sea VR, Orca 360, and more. 1997 and 2012 Recording Arts graduate, Tom Todia.
Davey! Hey, pal, did I catch you at a good time? You're on mute. You're still on mute.
You would think after 2 years, I'd remember to unmute. Ugh.
I hear you. I hear you.
Gary, are you ready for Hall of Fame 12?
Oh my gosh, Dave, I am having such a good time. I've been on the back lot with the current students. I've been dropping in on the grad panels and visiting with them in between sessions. You know me, this is my favorite time of year, my favorite week of the whole year. I'm having a blast. And I got a new jacket, so I'm ready to jump in on the Zoom for the ceremony anytime you need me. I'm just standing by.
Gary, this is not on Zoom. Like, we have a huge audience ready for us live in the venue.
Come on. You've got it. Oh my God, Dave. Like it's now, right? Is it now?
Gary, we need you right now. Come on. Yeah,
I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Gary, 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 Gary. It's Gary.
Look, one mistake, one time. I feel bad enough already.
Oh, brother.
Okay, I got this.
All right, Gary. See you guys.
Oh, boy. Whew. Wow, you're here. This is awesome. And I see jealousy all over your faces for my shoes. Don't you wish you were this comfortable? Oh my gosh, what a week we have had, ladies and gentlemen. Those of us in this room, those of us over in our esports arena, the Fortress, the Orlando Health Full Sail University Fortress. Hi over there, good buddies. It's so good to be with you today, too. Glad that you're joining us as well. And for all those watching online, it's so great to be with you. Man, what a week we've had. Graduates, what a week we've had. Amazing. You guys are heroic. And students, what a week we've had, huh? Oh my gosh. It has been the best of the best of the best. And I'm reminded so much, man, I'm so glad to be with you. Looking in your faces just brings me joy, every single one of you guys. So I'm reminded, you know, this is the first time many of us have been back in full assembly in a place in 2 years or 18 months, right? And it's been so long coming. Hasn't it felt good to be with humans right in the same room, the same places? We made it, everybody. We made it. And something that you see on the screens with the incredible logo that Craig Daly and the Platinum Creative team put together for this. And in our conversations this week, it's been about time. Our conversations over and over again all week with the graduates returning, with the students that are back on campus, with the parking lots full, thank you very much. The conversations has been, it's about time. We need this. Humans need social interaction. We crave the ability to show our affection and our love for others by being in places where we can share time in those same places. And so many things in this world are timely, right? But then there are other things in this world that are timeless, that don't change, like the love of God never changes. And in all the years, my 4 decades, did I sell it? Okay, in my 4 decades of being in this world, that's one thing that has been such a constant in my life, is just the simple love of God. And even when Jesus was here, he said, you know, of all the gifts that God presents and provides for people in this world, the most important and precious one is love. It's love. And that's so much of what is timeless, timeless, timeless in and around us and the human experience. Something else that's timeless is the passion and the dreams of our graduates and our students. It starts with students, right? Those who make their way here. They scratch and save and claw and convince and find their ways to Full Sail because their passion to do something of their choosing, to have a career of their choice, to not happenstancely choose something to go after, but to purposefully select a career path. And for our students, it's entertainment, it's media production, it's emerging technologies. And so what is timeless is the dreams of our students And we've known that since day one, 43 years ago, that the whole reason for our existence, this thing called Full Sail, is to serve the desires, the dreams, the passion for careers of choice in the industries that we support. And therein lies the timeless commitment of Full Sail University to both our students and our graduates continuing on. A third thing that's timeless, my beloved friends in this room, and I like all of you, by the way, and those online, and those in the other esports arena. The third thing that is timeless is the generosity of our graduates. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Our graduates, and this week we're celebrating, there's many graduates on campus this week. There's a couple of hundred graduates on campus this week giving back. But as you know, this is our 12th annual Hall of Fame, and so much of this is about the Hall of Fame members, including the 6 new inductees. New inductees, would you stand for a moment? Where are you? Yeah. Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. My goodness. And you guys do not disappoint, I'm here to tell you. You join 66 other amazing Hall of Fame members that have represented you well right up until this point, inductees, and today you become a part of that incredible family of people. And these people give back time and time again. They don't get paid. They don't ask for money. They give back of their skills, their time, their expertise, their knowledge, because they want to. Because they love. That's even better. You guys are a great audience. Because they love and because they choose to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just divine work, isn't it? To give of yourself with no expectation for something in return. Graduates, you inspire me over and over and over again with your commitment to those coming behind you. I could fill the afternoon with stories of things that our graduates have done for other students. Students they didn't know, just because they believe in helping those coming behind them. And the last thing, there are many things that are timeless, but the last thing I'll speak to today is the faculty and staff of Full Sail University. Yes. They are timeless because their commitment to serving those very students I referenced, to respecting those students' dreams, to partnering with those students in the classroom, but more importantly, our faculty and staff do things that do not appear on their job descriptions every single day. Again and again and again, because they love serving and taking care of our students. And therein lies a few of the timeless things that I've had the privilege and that you have the privilege of experiencing and knowing about this amazing place. So we have a show to do. We have graduates to induct, right? Please welcome Orlando, the city of Orlando's Poet Laureate, Sean Welcome, to the stage.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control who lives, who dies, who tells your story. Lin-Manuel Miranda. The past be a precious X, a valuable unknown. It's often difficult to calculate pain into a product, but the raw materials are there. In every circumstance, waiting to be pieced together for our future and present days. It is before the making of things to come. The past is a scentless gas lingering in the garage or in a lab or in the kitchen waiting for a spark. It is the dark quiver where arrows dwell, stretched back on a bow. The blows of life is what got you here. Every present action produces the past on the assembly line of potential. Every seed needs good ground. The dirt is what got you here. A dark Atlantic abyss is the foundation by which you build your ships. Forget not yesterday's gems. The past somehow propped you up to now. Stephanie Dawson's an example of how. Bobby Jones sat in similar seats. You warm up today. The past is the substance of things that create a naughty K. The great before, the core of burning stars, echoes of light, traveling at the speed of hope like Hamilton. I know that we can win. I know that greatness lies in you. Just remember from here on in, history has its eyes on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the monitors to meet our first inductee.
So I am a producer for Great Performances, which is a long-running show on PBS. We focus on ballet, opera, orchestra. I don't know what's always gonna come at me. I have an idea, but I'm dealing with things as they come at me, and that's the growth, that's the experience, that's kind of the joy and the excitement of it. Film and television was not something I felt could be a career. I was doing the thing that my parents wanted me to do. I had a good job, and when I decided to leave that job and go to Full Sail, like Stephanie in movies, like, of course, everyone was very happy for me, but also kind of envious that I had the courage to take that leap and to pursue my dream. Right after I graduated from Full Sail, I thought I should stay. But eventually my dream, my eye was on moving to New York City because I really loved independent film, and that was the mecca for independent film. Then I started gigging, got into the industry in New York and slowly worked my way through reality TV, through commercials, through feature films, through television series, just kind of gaining new skills with each new job. When I tell my parents or friends and family that I worked in film and television, they had like a vague idea. They like, oh yeah, you know, maybe you do this, maybe you do that. Like no one ever really had a clear idea. But when I said I worked for House Hunters International, suddenly everybody was like, oh, I love that show. And they totally knew what I was talking about. It was a great career experience because Damon Gambudo was the executive producer of the show when I joined the show. And he allowed me to get my first producing credit. He also, when I applied for the producer position of House Hunters International and I did not get it, I shared with him that I was disappointed, and he told me that I didn't need that position. Somewhere else was more worthy of my skills as a producer, and I was so surprised to hear him say that. I don't know what I thought he was gonna say, but when he said that, I immediately called my parents. I was like, Damon said I could do better somewhere else.
The reason I told her no is because I felt like that position was a trap. I hope she understood what my motivation was, which was to say, I believe in you so much that I don't want to give you this thing that feels like, in the short term, career advancement, because I think it's actually going to derail you from becoming your fully expressed self professionally.
It really gave me the courage to leave House Hunters and to be more of an actor in my own journey. Like, I was going from gig to gig, and if somebody called, I would take the gig. Somebody else called, I would take the gig. Realizing that, oh no, you're better than this. Really let me know that, oh wait, I should be doing jobs that allow me to do more than the thing that I know how to do. I should be growing.
Something that's incredibly exciting to me about Stephanie receiving this honor is that it's affirming to see that an award such as this acknowledges somebody so deeply deserving. I'm so, so proud to know that Full Sail is acknowledging Stephanie and her achievements professionally. It was an honor that I felt like was so deeply deserved by somebody that I think so highly of.
I think being inducted into the Hall of Fame is like a full circle moment for me, because coming to Full Sail was me turning 30, leaving a job that I had for many years, pursuing a dream that I'd had for many years. And now to be recognized by the place that helped me launch that is tremendous.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to induct Stephanie Dawson, executive producer Damon Gambuto.
Good evening. It is my honor, my genuine honor, to induct Stephanie Dawson into the Full Sail Hall of Fame.
I am so full up. My cup runneth over. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my lovely family, my village, who is here in the seats to be here to celebrate. I try to warn everybody that my family will be the loud ones. To everyone who's watching online, I mean, people who are gonna watch it later, I'm just so full. I have been telling my story kind of over the course of the time I've been here this week, and it's allowed me to reflect that, you know, I felt like from an early age, film and television was something that was in my blood. My mother loved Hitchcock movies. My dad loved movies from the golden age of Hollywood, and I would watch those films and TV shows with them and see how they were thrilled or afraid or just moved or just loved what they saw. And I was like, if I can be a part of creating something that makes people feel that way, I wanted to do that. And then when I like kind of branched out, I learned that my dad's dad had a job as a projectionist in a segregated movie theater in South Carolina. I was like, this is generational. And then on my mom's side, my grandfather had a 8mm camera. He had 13 mouths to feed, but he paid $100 for an 8mm camera and was directing family in these home movies. Like, this was in my blood. But one of the realities is, though talent might be evenly distributed, opportunity is not. So I did the things that my loving parents and family wanted for me. I went to a traditional school. I got a good job, that good job. And I did. I was living that life. And I think it's wonderful that Damon mentioned that, you know, you can kind of get trapped. Having that every day I was surviving, but I was not thriving. So I took the leap. Full Sail said, if you're serious about your dream, we'll take your dream seriously. I was in. And now recognizing being inducted into the Hall of Fame is not just an honor, it's a responsibility. I'm meeting graduates who are giving back freely and consistently, and not just out of an obligation, but an internal need to connect with future students, to hone and craft and mold that next generation of folks, because we do what we love. We're not working that 9 to 5, we're not punching the clock, we're doing what we are passionate about. And I was told it was a family, and now you've all shown me that this is a family. I feel so embraced with open arms. So, I mean, thank you to all the previous Hall of Famers. Congratulations to my fellow inductee class of this year. I'm just so full up. And just to the students who are currently in school here, I just feel like you're taking the right steps. You took that leap, you invested in yourself, you are gaining the skills and tools that are gonna support you in your career, but you're also developing the relationships that are gonna make that opportunity much more available to you. Because again, talent may be evenly distributed, but opportunity is not. And you're making strides to build that opportunity. So take advantage of every course, take advantage of every professor. I stayed late. I said, I'm gonna get my money's worth and somebody else's money's worth out of Full Sail. So. And so I have so many people to thank. I just want to specifically call out my sister, Tanya. She not only encouraged, but insisted that I quit that good job and come to Full Sail. She said, and when I doubted, she was steadfast, and I will forever be grateful. Thank you to my mom for being my biggest cheerleader and my stylist. Thank you to my dad for being able to put up with us, the three of us, and being that supporter and introducing me to the love of film at an early age. Thank you to Damon for, it kind of stole my thunder to tell that story, but it means so much to me that Damon gave me the opportunity to be a producer, even though my title was production coordinator. You saw beyond that title, you saw potential, and you were the springboard and the foundation that helped launch the rest of my career, and I am deeply grateful. So, and he keeps hiring me after that, so that's a sign. And just, again, I am so full, my cup runneth over. Thank you to my Full Sail family of the past, my Full Sail family of the future. It's just been an honor meeting all the students, and I hope to make this a thing where I come back every year. And I've already introduced Damon to people who he wants to hire, so let's just keep this circle going. Thank you again, and have a good night.
I thought I was building a company, but I didn't know what building a company meant. I think building a company to me was like, it was me and I may be one person. And while that is a company and that's a great place to start, I had no idea it would ever turn into what it is today. I grew up on like a citrus farm in a small town called Sanford. We lived on just a little over 10 acres and most of it was orange groves. And as you can imagine, the closest neighbor would be on the outsides of those 10 acres. There was this level of autonomy that my parents gave me, really encouraging me to just be outside, kind of getting lost in the woods, if you will. And I think that's where a lot of the imaginative component and critical thinking and the way that I sort of operate today. Exploring has been a major component of that from my childhood. I was really drawn to the computer lab at my high school. I knew I didn't want to be a developer per se. I just was always kind of gravitated back to this idea of how can I create art on a computer? At that moment in time, it just wasn't a thing. I remember finally hearing about Full Sail and I got so excited. There was this moment of like, I've never felt so much like I found myself the minute I entered the campus. Everything from the environment to the people and things you get to actually interact with set you up for this trajectory that's kind of unbelievable.
In 2008, I had the good fortune of meeting Bobby Jones. I was part of another agency here in town, and we did not have a digital presence in our office, so we were able to convince Bobby and his team to sublet space from us and provide digital offerings with us. Bobby worked with us for about 2 years in that space, and that's where we became lifelong friends.
We now, I can proudly say, we've been working with Disney, we've been working with Facebook, Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. So these are our clients that we're super proud to engage with on a daily basis and do our greatest work. When I arrived at Full Sail and there was this moment of, I found my place, I wanted to build that. If people are gonna work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day on something, I wanna create an environment where they're absolutely safe to be who they are and do their greatest work.
The really important part about the culture for Bobby is the people. He likes to say, be humble, care deeply. This is an ego-filled business. We just don't have time for that. Bobby won't stand for it. We're just a group of people that really cares for one another, and no one cares more for our team than Bobby Jones.
So to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the moment I heard about it, I was like, I want to be part of this because it just feels so ingrained, all things Full Sail, and really what it has done for me in my career is almost overwhelming to even explain.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct Bobby Jones, please welcome President and COO of Purple Rock Scissors, Rich Wall.
Good evening. I'd like to first congratulate all the inductees here tonight. What an honor. I am absolutely thrilled to be part of this incredible journey with you, Bobby Jones. This has just been an inspiring week, and it's a memory that I will cherish forever, so I can't even imagine how you feel. But before we begin, I'd like to share a few of your cheerleaders.
Bobby Jones is one of my favorite people. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame, because duh. One of the most creative people I know. Also, one of the best business minds that I know. Most importantly, one of my best friends. I really wanted to be there tonight, but alas, I am here. Bobby, love you. Congratulations. You're awesome. Enjoy tonight. You deserve every bit of it. See you soon.
Bobby, congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame for me and all your friends at Facebook/Meta. Just wow, like such an incredible honor. It's been so amazing working with you and your team over the past, 8 years? Again, huge congrats. And I hope to see you the next time you make it out to the West Coast.
Hey, Bobby. Wow. What a journey. Who would have thought the 5-person company I joined back in 2007 would turn into such an empire? I can't believe it took this long, but I'm super stoked that you're being inducted in the Full Sail Hall of Fame. It's very well deserved. I'm very excited and happy for you. I know you're going to be an ongoing inspiration for students like myself into the future as well by being in the Full Sail Hall of Fame. So enjoy the celebrations, and I can't wait to see your name up on those banners, man. Congrats again.
Bobby Jones, congratulations on your induction into the Full Sail Hall of Fame. It is a well-deserved honor. You've been an ever-evolving beacon of knowledge in the digital space and have always been willing to share your wealth of experience with those around you. Thank you for the many years of mentorship and friendship and for bringing me into the Purple family 12 years ago. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for us. Congratulations again.
Bobby Jones, congratulations. This is Darren Boutsman in Dublin, Ireland. Right now, I wanted to just send you a quick video message and say congratulations on getting inducted to this very exclusive club. You know what? It's not even a club. It's a family, as you're soon going to see. I wish I could be there with you and celebrate and toast in your honor, but I'm shooting a movie right now. Congratulations. Enjoy your day, and I will have a Guinness in your honor.
Hi, Bobby. Congratulations. What a tremendous honor, and no one deserves it more than you. Take a moment, celebrate today. You are such a light and have impacted so many lives. We are all better off for it. Congratulations.
Hey, Bobby. I just want to say congratulations. This is such an amazing accomplishment, and you should be so proud. You know, as the owner, you set the tone for Purple, and it's a testament to your commitment to doing the very best work. And also our culture is a direct reflection of you. It's that people first mentality. It's what keeps employees and clients coming back. So congratulations. We're so excited for you, and we can't wait to celebrate with you.
I can't imagine anyone who deserves this recognition more than you, Bobby. You are a true visionary. You're an inspiring leader. You're a loving husband and father, and you're my friend. And it is my great honor to induct Bobby Jones into the Full Sail Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much, Mia Justice. I'm not quite as tall as Rich. Wow, what an honor. Can I just take a minute and soak this in, right? This is for me, right? This is unbelievable. Yes, yes. I want to say first and foremost, I want to thank my Father in heaven for the gifts and abilities that he gave me that are being recognized here tonight. So that's number one. And then next, I got to give a huge shout out to the Platinum creative team. What a blessing to work with them. They made me look way better. I mean, that is unbelievable. I can't even begin to tell them how much I'm grateful for that. Just the way they captured the essence of not only me, but the rest of the inductees. I cannot wait to see the rest of them. I mean, they're beautiful. So thank you guys, Platinum, for that. Man, such an honor to be included in this family. It is a family, and they've shown that to us this week. It's not made up. It's so real, and it starts at the top, right? Like, it starts with the leaders, the leadership at Full Sail. It just embodies. It's made me who I am. It's made this group that is already in this who they are, and I fundamentally believe leadership can come in so many forms and titles, and while that's all fun and great. I think in its purest form, it always looks like loving and serving others. And that is what this leadership team, I'm not kidding, from the very top all the way down. And, I'm gonna take a few minutes. Obviously I have things I wanna say and I'm grateful for, but I wanna continue to thank some of the people that really helped inspire me to be here. And, I'm going to start with some of Full Sail's team. I can't thank, I want to thank Gary Jones. Is he out here, or is he off and doing his thing? Anyway, I want to thank Gary. There he is. I love you, man. I love you. I want to thank Gary. I want to thank his dedication to the university, and and honestly for making it what it is today. Not only on campus, but in our community. He is just a light. He is a pure light. And I just am so grateful to learn from him and be mentored by him throughout the years and be able to luckily be here in Orlando, be able to come back to campus. It's such a gift. And I really want to thank, John Phelps for being such a pioneer. I want to thank John for being such a pioneer and for risking everything so that we could all be here today. Because without him, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much, John. We love you. I want to thank, obviously want to thank my entire, Purple family who is here. A lot of them are here tonight to represent. I love you guys. You guys are my Hall of Famers. Like, without you, the way you've lifted me up and let my light shine has been, I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. You know, you saw Michael Parler on there. He's a Full Sail alumni. He's been with me 15 years. And without, we would not be here without Mike. I mean, he is an amazing human being. I want to thank the whole team, though. I want to thank Todia, everybody that's here. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for who you are and making this company what it is. You know, I also want to thank Rich. You know, Rich, thank you for trusting in me. I mean, I've always looked up to Rich, and it's so awesome how you can end up, you know, you don't ever know what life's going to bring you or how you're going to get where you're going to get. And you know, our paths crossed early on, and now we're actually business partners. And again, the company would not be what it is without people with the heart like Rich has, the tenacity that like Mike has, and the rest of my team. So I'm so grateful for that. And then, you know, the one where I'm gonna do what Brian says, I'm gonna ugly cry on you guys up here, which I love that. That's the most awesome saying. My deepest, obviously, inspiration comes from my beautiful family. But I'm so blessed with 5 beautiful children. I have 4 boys and 1 girl, and they are my inspiration every single day. Just watching what they bring, the light that they share, the empathy that they have, the things they bring to the world, and what they're gonna do is just mind-blowing to me. And I'm so proud of them, and I love you guys so much. And then, yes, this is for my boys that are here. I love you guys. And then the big one, I want to thank my beautiful wife who is right here. Stand up, stand up. Yes. Yes, she is like who keeps me. Yes, thank you. I love you. She keeps me. I can be all over the place if you guys can't maybe figure that out. And she keeps me so grounded. It's amazing. Like when we first met, I would try to, you know, like brag a little bit, like, yeah, I got this company. And she's like, okay, yeah, so what? And I'm like, what? Okay, I don't have anything else. So anyway, but she keeps me very humbled and grounded. And I just am so grateful for you, babe. And thank you for everything that you do. The last thing I want to say is like, there is legit to the students, where you are today, we've all been there. And because all this stuff that you see, these highlights that where we are today, you know, we were where you were. You really have the opportunity to do anything you want to do. And it's just, you got to set your mind to it. And you already did that, right? By coming here. Like, you don't show up at Full Sail without already saying, I'm not following the traditional path. Like, I have a passion that you want to pursue. So you're already on the right track. Just stick to it. And I mean, think about like everybody here, right? We all have family, we all have kids. Today, your kids played some game that probably half of these people over here worked on. You used a navigation system that companies like mine work on in your car. All the apps in your phone, the movies you watch, it all comes from this school. There's no other school like this. There's no other university. There's nobody's putting out what this school and university has put out. And I'm so honored to be part of it. And, you know, the work ISIS and the rest of the team are doing to elevate the school even further is tremendous. And I am so honored and blessed to be part of it. And the last thing I'll say is like, that thing, I will cherish it. And I want you to know I'm gonna be a good steward of this school and this university. The big bonus for all the students, we're in Orlando. I'm here to mentor you. I'm here, I want to be here, and you know, we're gonna be back every year, but we're here. reach out. And, I'm going to be on campus. I want to make sure that you guys get everything you need. So I'm so grateful and honored. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything.
I love that I get to work with people and play games. That is like the easiest and simplest way that I can put it, because you mention one game and you can have like 10 people from out of nowhere and they're like, I play that too. And then before you know it, everybody's on the server and we're all playing together. I'm currently a senior producer at Zynga. The fun thing is that we always say that it's cat herding. Because we always have to get a lot of people together and to make sure that we're meeting the deadline at the same time. But we're also the people who are kind of the first line of defense in terms of scheduling and meeting those deadlines. So we are also lovingly called the party poopers. We kind of make sure that everything is getting delivered within a certain scope and on time. I definitely discovered video games when I was very young. The first thing that I remember playing is Snake and Caterpillar when I was like 5. I didn't know what was happening. All I knew is that there were a lot of really bright colors and there's a lot of things that were moving around that was super fun. I used to get Game Informer magazine all the time because I wanted to know, what the latest games were. So I was like, okay, journalism will be my foot in the door for video games. At least I'll be able to work around it. So I did that, and then 2 years in, they closed the program. A majority of us just went into the English program, and I finished out my undergrad as an English major. So I started doing a bunch of research and looking for other schools that had any kind of game program, and I was able to find Full Sail. And since I already had a bachelor's degree, I was more than happy to see that there was a master's program here. So I applied, and I was able to get in, and I couldn't start fast enough. Once that was over, I was able to get my first job at BioWare, working on Star Wars. It was cool because we were basically raiding the whole time, so it was just like a team of 16 of us, and we were all just like raiding all the time. So I did that for quite some time, and then kind of bounced around a little bit. All the different industries that I've been able to kind of dip my toes into, it's all been very interesting, and I would definitely say that it rounded me out to be the producer that I am today, for sure.
Nadia is always very giving with her time and her experience. She's always willing to help out an intern or a person that's new in their career, give them guidance, help them network.
With Jared Jeffrey, I met him at an IGDA event that was being held at Full Sail, and then he and I just continued to run into each other at all the various different game conferences. Once we both started working in Austin, really connected. He's just such a great human being.
When Nadia said that she was being inducted in the Hall of Fame, I was just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Through our careers, we've always been trying to help each other with just getting to the next step, getting to the next point. And Nadia is always looking out for me. She's awesome. She's very thoughtful.
So far, my career philosophy has always been to always make sure that you're bettering your career and also your life, right? Because that's very important. When I first started out in the games industry, work-life balance wasn't really a thing, right? But now I'm so happy to see that it is definitely pillars for a lot of big companies and small ones too. So the thing that I did is that I knew my worth and I knew what I wanted and my goals in life. And I knew that either it was going to happen at certain companies or it wasn't. So always with respect and always with grace to try to move and elevate yourself. So the induction into the Hall of Fame, I never thought in a million years that I was going to get it, because I always just generally thought that it was people who worked for, big name companies and things like that. Obviously, internal monologue is like, oh, they made a mistake. Obviously they're gonna, realize what a fraud I am and take it all back. I love that it's not just about having a successful career, but it's also about giving back to the community. How can I help the students succeed? How can I help them get their foot in the door? It's still surreal to me, but I just feel absolutely honored and, thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct Naughty K, please welcome Senior Scrum Master at Cvent, Jared Jeffrey.
Thank you. It's my distinct honor to induct my friend, my family member, Naughty K, into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame.
Uh-oh. Hi, Bobby, I think you left your phone up here? Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Hi, everyone. Hey. So I can't wing it like some of us have, so I definitely need to have something written in front of me, otherwise I'll kind of go off the rails. So, hello, everyone. Such an honor to be here with the other esteemed inductees and Hall of Famers. Can we please just get a round of applause for the people who are in here? That is awesome. What a room. What a room. So everyone I've met this week has been super humble, incredibly warm, and very genuine. And I'm so grateful to be part of this family. It's amazing. So thank you all so much for your warm welcome. I'd first like to thank those for whom all of this wouldn't be possible. So Jay Noble, I know he's not here tonight, but thank you so much, Jay. And then, of course, Gary Jones. And then Platinum Creative Team, like how amazing is that? Love you guys. Love you all so much. And then my wonderful and amazing professor, Robin Coleman. And then Katrina Green, because without her, I wouldn't have eaten. I wouldn't have known where to go. I probably would have been just wandering around in the parking lot. So thank you so much, Katrina. And then for all of those who participated and helped make this week super amazing. So thank you all so much. So looking back, oh, sorry, I think I was supposed to do this, my bad. Looking back, if you would have told my younger self that one day I'd have a master's degree in video games, get to work on video games, and then also travel the world because of video games, I'd have been like, all right, whatever, sure, whatever, yeah. I've often referred to my career as a choose your own adventure, which I'm sure my family can attest to. It's been a lot of ups and downs, new faces and towns, and even now, a new country. But each place has definitely taught me something and made me a better person and professional. I'm able to say that I've worked on a lot of really fun projects, but more importantly, some really super cool and awesome people. Some of which are here today, and of which I am so grateful for their love and support. One memory I'd like to share with everyone is with my mom. So I can't remember what year it is, but I was sitting on the couch playing God of War 3 on the PS2, and and my mom walks by and she is watching me rip the wings off of the harpies. And my mom is like, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you playing that? It's so violent. Why don't you try to do something else? So I have no idea, but she like left and then she came back. No idea how long that time period was. But I sit there and then I feel her sit down next to me. I'm like, okay, she's probably gonna talk to me more about how I shouldn't be playing this violent video game. But as I'm going there, I'm struggle busting through a level, and then my mom, all of a sudden, I hear her start saying, "Watch out, that guy's gonna hit you. Why did you let that guy hit you? You need to shoot him, you need to kill him." And I was like, oh my God, who is this woman? Who is she? So it was really awesome to see her go from, my God, that is a violent video game, please do something else, to don't let that guy kill you. I can't believe you let him hit you. Like, what are you doing? I could do this better. So that is such a great memory and one of my highlights. So I want to say to my mom, "Amma, 너무 고마워. 엄마 때문에 나 여기 있고 하고 엄마 때문에 나 이 사람들 보도 Hall of Fame 안에 들어가는 거야." So for those of you who don't speak Korean, I just said, thank you, Mom, so much. It's because of you that I'm standing here and being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I love you. I'd also like to shout out to my dad. Parenting is difficult, but parenting someone else's child is a whole different ballgame. You never, ever made me feel like I was your stepchild. And in fact, you're such a great dad that people are shocked when I tell them that you're my stepdad. So thank you so much for all of the laughs. We've laughed so hard on a lot of things. And then always being the first person that I'll be able to call if I need any help. And for overall, just being there. Love you, Dad. So I knew I wanted to be in video games, but I have something called dyscalculia or dysgraphia, which is dyslexia with numbers. So obviously, like anything with engineering or design is out of the picture, and my artistic abilities is stick figures. And even some of those are a little questionable. So with that, I went into teaching, just like you saw in the video. And so I taught high school English for 2 years. Then I decided to explore the possibility of getting a game degree. Enter Full Sail. So the most appealing things about Full Sail, aside from having a game degree, was that it was a master's and it promised real world experience. And I was so serious about getting this master's degree that I quit my high-end rating guild and WoW to make sure that I could focus. Yes, and yep. For those of you who know, it's almost like a second job. So it was saying a lot. And then around month 4, I was able to be in Robin's class. I knew when I met her that she was a kind and special soul. And in her class, we learned a lot about diversity, player motivation, and understanding game design. She really opened my eyes to how it's our responsibility to bring our unique perspectives and stories to the characters and games that we could influence. Little did I know that I had gained a special place in her heart as well. I remember the first time Robin reached out to me asking if it was okay to put me in contact with students that needed some guidance or a mentor to help them after graduation. So in my head, I was like, she mistyped the email. That's not me. But obviously, she did reach out to the right person. And then after chatting with that student, I realized that I had a real passion for mentorship and making sure that the other students of Full Sail had that extra foot in the door to help them get through the industry. So hopefully over the years, I've been able to convey how much you've impacted my career and life, the magnitude of respect I hold for your opinion, and that I consider any student or person that you recommend to me to have a golden seal of approval. 2 other very important people that Full Sail have brought into my life are my inductor, Jared, and his wife, Beth. I first met them at the IGDA. I feel so bad because I'm like repeating what I said in the video. But I met them at the IGDA. It was a really large event, and then it's also a very fast-paced industry. So I didn't really think that I'd ever see them again. But throughout my career, I just kept running into him, and I'd like to think that I had a hand in him moving out to Austin, because I tried to subliminal message that all the time. So fast forward to me moving back to Austin from various steps along the way. I was very grateful when they opened their home to me to let me come and crash until I found a place for myself. I strongly believe that it was during this time that our bestie achievement was unlocked. So when you live with people, it's easy to get pulled into their world. So whenever Jared is looking for Beth or wants to ask her a question, he'll call her wife. So he'll always be like, wife, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. So after a few weeks of hearing Jared continue to call Beth wife, I find that I was also trying to call Beth, and so it came out as, what, Beth? So we had a really good hearty laugh, and now I just call her wife. So Jared and wife, thank you so much for all the laughs, for being here, for being my sounding board, for grounding me, for being my chosen family, allowing me to be my authentic self, and for helping me love myself through your love. Thanks for being the passengers on my choose my own adventure, and always making sure that I have thought about and am equipped with everything I need. And lastly, I'd like to thank my husband, Tim. I don't think you quite understood what you signed up for when we first met. You're one of the only people outside of the entertainment industry that I didn't have to explain Full Sail to, and it was because of wrestling, of all things. So, so I don't think I knew about the wrestling when I was going here for the master's program. So I love that when I brought it up, we both learned something new about the university. Thank you for being the most chill and go with the flow partner anyone could ask for. You helped me slow down and appreciate the fact that I'm one of the lucky few that gets to say that I work in video games. So to all the Full Sailors out there and those joining us online, be sure to enjoy your time here. Soak up everything you can. Build connections, never stop being curious, because we are in the craft that never sleeps. It never stops growing, it never stops changing, and it never stops surprising us. If anything, we are the few that truly understand that time flies. So thank you all so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Full Sail University President Gary Jones.
Hey, Mayor, good to see you. Where's Tremaine? Tremaine? Oh, I walked right past you. Tremaine, I know how much you love really hip shoes, so I want you to have these. From my heart to you, brother. So we have these little earpieces so we can hear the producer and people talking to us, right? And giving us cues and that sort of thing. You should have heard Eric Saperstein. What he said to me when I came off stage last time made me blush. He scolded me because I forgot to invite everybody out there that's participating and sharing on social media, Katrina, to use hashtag HOF, Hall of Fame, hashtag HOF, when you go to your social media to make sure we get a nice thread going. I'm very sorry, Eric, but you didn't have to be so mean about it. So, with this organization, Full Sail is unique. Unlike any university or institution structure I've ever seen, we manage and lead from the top down. We manage and lead from the bottom up. We manage and lead from every point in between, because every one of our 2,200-ish faculty and staff members have something to bring, some good ideas, things that make us better. But I want to take just a moment to recognize our three senior-most friends, leaders, the co-chairmen, the co-CEOs of Full Sail, John Phelps, Ed Haddock, Bill Hebner, who are here. Don't stand up yet, please. I want to talk about you for a second. These three guys have been together, friends, associates, partners, for decades. I've lost track, 30, 40 years, somewhere towards the 40-year mark, maybe longer. And the thing that is so great about their leadership is that they believe in the legacy of this institution. They believe in what we do on a daily basis. They believe in what has gone on historically, and they are fearless about leaning into the future. Look at this campus. Like we just launched our virtual production studio, 1 of 3. Am I not supposed to say that, Casey? I'm so sorry. Recently, just this week, matter of fact, we did ribbon cutting, right? They're fearless about investing back into the infrastructure, whether it's software, replacing tired equipment, building new studios. We built a veterans center last year during COVID, for crying out loud. Yeah. And so with that kind of ownership, with that kind of leadership, and with that kind of commitment to the student experience, to providing a campus and the most extraordinary online system I've ever seen in my life, thank you, Isis Jones, a unique learning management system. Oh my goodness. It's just extraordinary. And so John, Ed, and Bill, thank you from all of us, your students, your graduates, your university, for believing so deeply in what we do here. You make all the difference in the world. Yeah, so now please stand up. Awesome, awesome. Another thank you that goes out right now is to the sponsors of Hall of Fame. These guys, these entities, these businesses, these technology companies, these friend of ours, Rick Veers, which many of them are a friend of yours too, right? These people are already engaged with us all year long in supplying, again, the technology for our various over 100 degree programs here that our students need to do the work that they want to do. So they're already engaged, but they stepped up this week and said, hey, we want to do more. Let us co-sponsor Hall of Fame with and for Full Sail. And so they did. If you'll look at the 2 screens in front of you, those are a list of those who stepped up. If you could give them a warm round of applause as a thank you. Dr. David Franco, your co-host today. If you like me even a little bit, you have got to love David Franco. That man is the epitome of taking the heart and soul of bringing the culture that you're enjoying in this award ceremony. Are you enjoying it? I don't even know. Okay, good, good, good. He is the Mac Daddy. He is the most extraordinary example of taking the culture that we all revel in to the streets, to the classrooms, to the hallways, to the students of Full Sail. He's the first guy in and the last guy out around here. He lives it, right, Larry Katz? He lives it. He just lives it. And so I just needed you to know that before I bring it back out. Now you know it, so please welcome back to the stage Dr. David Franco.
Wow! Holy cow! Woo! Woo! Thank you, Gary. It's an honor to be here as always. What a fantastic week it has been. In fact, yeah, give it up. I think we've seen the most participation from all of you, our students, faculty, and staff in the 12 years. Hall of Fame is an enriching experience, of course, for our students, faculty, staff, and of course, our alumni alike. So let's get a look in real time of what happened this week at some of what happened throughout the entire week. Take it away.
Hall of Fame, a time for professional reflection, growth, networking, making connections, and honoring our accomplished graduates. But above all, this is a time for students to learn, absorb, and focus on their career goals. We spoke to a few students attending Hall of Fame 12 to understand this event through their eyes and see just what it's like to experience this week as a student.
Hall of Fame, I feel, is just the best embodiment of what Full Sail is, just networking, really learning and growing from each other and getting to experience like new technology, new innovative ways of doing all these different things. Everyone here wants you to succeed, and like, I genuinely feel like that. So it's just such a welcoming, it almost makes me tear up. It's almost like I feel so welcome, you know, so.
Well, for me, it's all of like the events here for gaming and seeing all the alumni talk about their stories. Find that is really inspirational, and it kind of gives you everything you need to go forward.
My favorite to work on this week was Hall of Game because we got to see all the Armada kids bring in people from out of state that are online, as well as just see some alumni that stopped by.
I think my favorite part is the art stuff, making like the little beads things.
That pizza truck was amazing.
Oh, the pizza one was so good.
Silent disco is very fun. Everyone's super friendly here and very open to help you with whatever you need. So I found that like really, really helpful.
I made a cosplay, so I'm entering the cosplay contest. I'm not fully dressed because it would be a hazard. I am going to dress as Chainsaw Man, where he has a giant chainsaw as a head.
So far, I'm just like loving seeing everybody, you know, getting to connect with each other and, you know, meeting different people and engaging in like the stuff that they really like love and want to do as a career. So it's fun.
My favorite part so far has just been honestly doing all the stuff around campus, like networking. Yesterday I did the career fair, got to pass off my resume to some companies like Cirque du Soleil and Warner Media. So it was really cool. So I'm actually an online student. I just live locally. So I don't get many chances to come here except for like big events. So it's nice to like actually get to experience campus and like everything it offers.
Having our community here, because we're all here for the same thing, like to be creative. And it's just really amazing to have that community back.
The networking that we've been doing all around Hall of Fame and campus, and helping each other as friends, because me and my friends have been helping each other building resumes and doing portfolios. We've been even doing business cards just to help each other out. And it's been like a cool experience for everyone.
I brought business cards today just in case. You never know. You never know who you're gonna run into at Hall of Fame, so.
Woohoo! Yeah! Super fun to see that in real time. The students always love the pretzel truck and the pizza truck too in those videos. It's amazing. What's great is tonight's music and exit music was created by our very own students. We had over 100 submissions, and 5 winners were chosen for all of tonight's entrance and exit music. Let's have those students stand so we can recognize them and hear some of their music. Where are you guys? Right there in the front. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo! Fist bump. Very good job. Awesome. Wow, great work. Beautiful. Surrounded by such talent. I love it. Tonight's announcer is also a student from the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. Let's say hello to Austin Dillingham. Say hello, Austin. Hey, Austin, you're on mute. I know how that feels.
Okay. It happens to the best of us, right, Dr. Dave? Happy to be here. It's an honor. Congratulations to all the inductees.
Fantastic. Give it up for Austin. Thank you. You have a much better voice than I, Austin. Very good. We also have 11 online students with us tonight that won an essay contest answering the question, what would attending the 12th annual Hall of Fame mean to you? We received over 331 submissions, so congratulations on being picked to join us. Could our 11 online students stand up? In the back there. Hey, guys. Woo! Now I want to just share a few other accolades from the past 2 years. Newsweek named Full Sail one of America's best online learning schools of 2022. Jackie. Jack says he believes me. All right. In Animation Career Review, ranking the top 10 animation bachelor's program in the US, and Full Sail was ranked number 1. In the Variety 2021 Entertainment Impact Report, Full Sail was ranked as one of the top 50 film schools and instructors from around the world, and Full Sail grad and film instructor Carl Verna was highlighted. Thank you, Carl. In 2021, the National Center for Simulation inducted our buddy Rob Caddo, who's our program director for Game Design Masters and Simulation and Visualization Bachelors, into the Modeling and Simulation Hall of Fame. Robbo, please stand. There he is. Robbo. Super proud of you, Rob. Through our relationship with Orlando Health, 50,000, yeah, Orlando Health in the house. $50,000 in scholarships were awarded to Armada students at the end of last year. Thank you, Orlando Health, for that. On Tuesday, we celebrated our brand new lab here on campus. We celebrated the official opening of our new virtual production studio with our ribbon cutting. Virtual production uses software packages to marry computer graphics along with live action footage in real time. It would allow our students and partners to tell stories in even more creative ways, and I know everybody in here cannot wait to use it, right? Woo! Gary's gonna use it. This one just came hot off the presses. I just received this backstage. It's a good one. You're gonna love it. Our current show production student, Gary Fleming, was the grand prize winner of ACT Entertainment's Grand MA3 Lighting Programming Contest. This national contest had entries from multiple universities and was judged by 6 industry professionals. Here you'll see his winning digital lighting and design entry. And you got to see, look at that. Woo! Good job, Gary. And if that wasn't enough, he's here now working on this very Hall of Fame. Let's give it up in the back. There he is, Garen. Hey, buddy. I wanted to give a big shout out and hello to everyone in the Fortress who's watching us live. And don't forget that after the ceremony, we have the huge student block party in the Fortress. So I'll be over there shortly, and everyone stay put. We've got a lot more show to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the mayor of Winter Park, Florida, the Honorable Phil Anderson.
Wow. This is frickin' amazing. Holy cow. You know, it really blows you away to know that y'all are out here, you know, really bringing in the next century. You know, I'm over in Winter Park protecting the last century. But boy, it is really a pleasure to be here. I am so honored to be a part of your celebration for Full Sail University and its annual Hall of Fame. I want to thank you to Full Sail, your students, your faculty, and for everything you do to take the human experience in new directions. And I really want to thank those of you who built whatever game my two sons have been playing for the last 2 years. They don't do phone. They don't do the phone thing, but they do online gaming. And from Bozeman, Montana to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that's how my two sons stayed in touch during the last 2 years. So I want to thank you. But I'm really here to join the celebration. And in recognition of this great event and your honorees, I'm proud to proclaim March 10th, 2022 as Full Sail University Hall of Fame Day in the Winter Park community. Woo! And it comes with a proclamation suitable for framing. So I'm going to read this very quickly. Whereas Full Sail University is a tremendous community partner, adding to the vibrant quality of life in Winter Park, celebrating decades of continuously providing a one-of-a-kind, innovative, award-winning education centered on supporting its students while helping to propel its graduates into their careers in the ever-expanding world of entertainment, media, arts, and technology. And whereas Full Sail provides an education like no other institution in the world by offering immersive teaching methods in both real-world production studios and classrooms, as well as an unmatched online learning environment. And whereas Full Sail is honoring its most distinguished graduates and Hall of Fame inductees, Stephanie Dawson, Bobby Jones, and I'll bring your phone back, Natty Kay, Phil Palin, Justin Rathbun, and Tom Todia. Woo! Now, therefore, I, Philip Anderson, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Winter Park in the state of Florida, do hereby proclaim Thursday, March 10th, 2022 as Full Sail University Hall of Fame Day. Congratulations. Thank you for all that you do for our community and for my sons.
Ed Haddock, before Phil Anderson became mayor, you told me, you know, Gary, you need to know Phil Anderson. He's really a good man, and he's a very excellent leader. And by golly, you were right. Phil, Mayor Anderson, it's just been such a privilege to get to know you, the way you lead and the way you care about others as you move forward. with the leadership of our city, and I'm humbled and grateful for who you are and what you do for all of us last generation folks. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Hall of Fame members, current, 6 new inductees today, which all of you know at this point. I don't have enough words to tell you about how meaningful your relationship is to all of us at Full Sail, our current students, to me, to everybody, the faculty, the staff. You bring such vibrant new information to us from the front lines of our industries that we serve. You bring a soulful approach to every conversation. You're thoughtful, you're wise. You're just simply good human beings about the business of doing good work and respecting others. And there's nothing in this world that could be better than that, in my humble opinion. And so before I ask you to stand and be recognized, I just wanted to do one thing, a symbolic thing. There was a time, this is a brief story, there was a time when you came to us to seek knowledge, to seek an understanding of the industries that you guys want to be in, to seek advice on where to find jobs in those industries. You came to us seeking to elevate your quest in life. And look at the beauty of life. Here we are asking the same of you today. Would you help us with your wisdom? Would you help us know what the current things in these industries and in this world are that our students should be focused on today, and that your institution, and it is your institution, by the way, that your institution should be thinking about and providing. So Stephen Barris, this is a nod to your leadership on the incredible series Game of Thrones, and we're very excited about the prequel you're working on right now to Game of Thrones. And so, yeah. And so, channeling our Game of Thrones knowledge, when it's time to pass respect, you bend the knee to the new king or the new leader. So we at Full Sail bend the knee to you. You forgot to stand. Stand up. All 66, 72 of you, stand up and be recognized. Woo-hoo! Heroes, heroes, I tell you. Speaking of heroes, you may not remember this, but there was a thing that happened, a pandemic in 2020 and 2021, and it wreaked havoc on our world, didn't it? In every imaginable way. So I'm here to tell you that Full Sail was unable to survive that pandemic as an institution, as a higher institution of learning. Instead, the staff, the faculty, our current students during these 2 years, and all of you graduates insisted that we thrive through the pandemic. Thrive. Thrive. You did it with courage, you did it with tenacity, you did it with commitment. You rolled this institution from a place-based educational home for about 5,000 students, campus students, into totally virtual learning over a long weekend. Come on! Over a long weekend. Our students stayed. They remained committed to their dreams and their graduation dates and plowed forward, believing that the industries would still be there waiting for them on the other end of this crazy, tragic thing. They continued. There were no layoffs at Full Sail University. People continued moving forward. And once we saw how great we were doing, our faculty and staff, especially our virtual, our online educators, said, Gary, it's not the same for the rest of the world out there, especially the public school systems that are under-equipped and weren't ready for this. Many of those teachers have never taught online before. We have to stand with them. What can we do? They said, we know what to do. We're going to put together weekly tutorial webinars, free webinars for K through 12 teachers across the face of our nation, and offer it to them every single week. We'll take questions, we'll have discussion groups, we'll share our knowledge that we've gathered since 2008 when we entered the virtual world, and we will share everything we know with them to help them create engaging content and better serve their students during this very difficult time. And wait. And the co-chairman said, hey, why don't we go ahead and put together some scholarship money to enable some of those K through 12 teachers to come and take our Instructional Design and Technology Master's Program, which is a program that's designed to help teachers leverage technology in their classrooms. Let's put together $1 million in scholarships to help those people come our way. And so we did. And then throughout our healthcare agencies around the community, our master's degree students worked hand in hand with Advent Health or Orlando Health to help them bridge the gap. Our students, with their teachers, rapidly designed a way to train ER nurses, ICU nurses, virtually, because the hospitals were no longer to bring students into their hospitals due to COVID exposures. In a fraction of the time that it took to do this, we partnered. Another thing we did with our leading health agencies in the region is when hospital beds became scarce and people were afraid the hospitals would become overrun, our master's degree students worked with their teachers, partnered with our healthcare professionals around this region, and developed a way for a central communication system to be brought online. Am I right about that, Isis? Close? Close. So that ER drivers could communicate in real time about where these hospitals were. So that's close. Virtual visualization of the occupants of ICU beds, occupancy of ICU beds. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership on that, Isis Jones. So, thank you, Orlando Health. Thank you for all of our necessary essential workers that stood in the gap for all of us. At Full Sail, thank you for the essential workers that kept this campus alive, the lights on, ready and waiting for us to return. And man, is it good to be back. Well done. So 2 nights ago, Tuesday night, we inducted Dr. Pat Bishop into the Icon Award Club at Full Sail University. Every year, one individual is chosen that represents a front-facing, amazing job of pioneering and leading. Well, let me read it to you. So here's what the Icon Award is about. The Icon Award honors industry icons who serve to inspire countless others with the commitment to sharing their success for the benefit of those who wish to follow in the icon's footsteps. Additionally, this award recognizes those who have truly given a wealth of heart and dedication to the faculty, staff, student body, and graduates of Full Sail University. And so Pat was recognized. Let's see a little brief video that went into that ceremony.
Pat's fearlessness led her to take on a challenge out of love for her students and faculty. And this is what an icon does. We were witnessing student heroes from around the country having a Full Sail education experience. Pat launched the first online degree for Full Sail, and she was fearless and energized. From her first fearless steps, our online community now boasts 17,000 students. Even now, Pat is breaking ground by being the first woman to receive this award. It's amazing.
We love you, Pat Bishop. You're here, I'm not sure well, but if you could stand, we'd love to just thank you in person. There you are. Awesome. Whew, what a night, huh? What a lot to celebrate. Let's welcome back Orlando's Poet Laureate. Sean, welcome.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift of God, which is why we call it the present. Bill Keane. Can't help but kick off these poems with these quotes. An estimate of how you will spend your future right now keeps fading into the background with millions of memories. The gift of time is in your hands. Talents like soft ceramic on a potter's wheel, spinning with time like earth, like molding this present gift is so priceless. Idly passing it by just might be crimes against your own humanity. It is the shortest distance between yesterday and tomorrow, yet the strongest instance predicting tomorrow and forever. What do you want to do forever? What decorates your soul with Christmas lights that will leave your neighbors blinded? Find it now. Taking serious the now makes a Phil Palin later, or a Justin Rathbun with favor. Now is what Tom Todia must have had to now have every right to brag. It is always all we will ever have. Protect that egg like a hen. Today you've never seen before and will never see again. If you believed in this gift, let all the Creator's people say, amen.
My business is such a lifestyle that I've become accustomed to. If I had to go work for someone else, I would be fired. Are you kidding me? I would be the worst employee because I'm so used to doing what I want. I wake up when I want. I mean, I have deadlines, I still have to work, but I do it on my terms. I am a brand strategist, which means I help people position, build, and promote their brands all over the world. I love what I do. If you had asked me, Phil, what's your dream career if you could choose anything, it would probably be what I do now. Because if I had to sum up what I love most about it, it's the fact that in this job, I get unprecedented access to the most fascinating people. All different industries from different countries. I learn so much. I feel like I've worked in what feels like almost every industry at all different levels. I could be working with someone who is just getting started in their industry with lots of enthusiasm and curiosity to learn. And the next minute I'm, advising world leaders or ex-White House staffers that are building their brands. And it's crazy how many people keep me in their orbit, and I feel really humbled by that. Even in high school, I loved drama, which is not a shocker to anyone. As I got to university, I stayed in Canada for my undergraduate degree. I was keen on studying media, broadcast journalism. I started to do radio, and we even created at the university a TV program, actually that still exists to this day. The first day of college. The first day, I met my dear friend Lauren.
When Phil tells you this story, he's gonna tell everyone that we met on the first day of college, which sounds great, but in fact, we met on the second day of college at university in Canada.
And I don't know what it was. We were best friends from the minute that we met. And we took a lot of the same classes. We spent a lot of time together as friends, but also it wasn't long after that that we started to work together on projects.
It was really the first time that we got to dip our toes in the water of what we'd eventually be doing together for the rest of our careers.
I am so happy to have Lauren as my inductor. Listen, I'll take all the credit for it. I'm the face of the brand, but she's the brains behind this operation, okay? She really runs the show.
He always sees the potential in everyone around him, and really in me. There's something really freeing about being able to work with someone who really sees you for who you are and who embraces it.
Full Sail is probably the closest thing to home that I have, right? I mean, I live out of a suitcase for the most part. To come back here really feels like homecoming, to see familiar faces, friends that, you know, are just so amazing and so accomplished and so humble. I just love the culture that exists at Full Sail. I mean, it's just so important to me to make sure that I'm showing up, that I'm available, and that I can give even a little piece of guidance or affirmation to someone who's maybe not as confident or in those early stages of building a career or a brand. People say, Phil, thank you so much for all you do for Full Sail. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? I come back here, I'm embraced. You know, Full Sail is so incredible at making me feel special and appreciated that it's the best of all worlds. I'm so humbled to be joining this amazing group of esteemed, accomplished, incredible people. To be in this group, many of them have become close friends. It just feels so good. It feels so good. It feels so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct Phil Palin, please welcome brand strategist at Phil Palin Collective, Lauren Moore.
Hi, everyone. I wasn't planning on going off script, but the other inductors have set a really high bar, so I guess I kind of have to. For the past 10 years, I have seen Phil dedicate his life to helping others earn the recognition that they deserve. And it is so amazing to finally see Phil get that recognition himself tonight. I don't want to, really go for the pun here, but I have to. It's about time. Now, before I invite Phil up to the stage, some of Phil's friends wanted to give some recognition to his amazing work.
Congratulations, Phil. I feel so happy, proud, and not so surprised because I firmly believe you deserve the Full Sail University Hall of Fame Award. In all these years of knowing you and having you work on so many of my projects, I've learned 3 key elements from you. Number 1, show your work with absolute creative courage. Number 2, trust the unknown. Number 3, no matter what, never lose your sense of humor, even during a chaos. Thank you for your work, Phil. Today I celebrate you along with many others.
Hi, Phil. Congratulations on being inducted into Full Sail's Hall of Fame. It's incredible, and you are incredible. I still remember the day I met you at that conference, and I felt so freaking drawn to you. I knew I needed to work with you. And ever since then, 2.5 years later, you have changed my business and you have changed my life. And the whole world should know about Phil Palin. Congratulations on this accomplishment. No one deserves it more than you.
Hi, Phil. It's Judy. Congratulations on winning the Hall of Fame Award this year from Full Sail University. What a great accomplishment. You know, you and I met 9 years ago in 2013 when you were first starting to build your clientele and I was first starting to build my artist development company and needed a marketing brand specialist. Well, I found the best. The impact you have made on my business and the way I look at branding has been so meaningful in its continuous development. And the way I'm seen and heard throughout the industry, I have you to thank for always making sure that I was portrayed authentically. And along the way, wow, we had a lot of fun. And as you can see, I'm a good student. Even my yoga mat now has branding on it. So from your biggest fan, from someone who is proud to call you my friend, I love you and congratulations.
He means more to me than words can describe, and it is my honor to induct the one and only Phil Palin into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this feels good. Thank you. Some of you said, well, Phil, this is gonna be easy. You speak for a living. This is very different than what I do for a living. It is so amazing to be recognized in this way. It's incredible to be standing here. I think I've had dreams of this. I've had daydreams of this, every possible dream. Like, I have gone through this moment and it's finally here, and I can't believe it. How on earth do I encompass or summarize what Full Sail means to me in a sentence or two? That's really tough. A lot of people might not know this, but I discovered Full Sail a long, long time ago. We got time for a story, right? We got time for a little story? I was 12 years old. I had just started middle school, and shout out to Albert College in Belleville, Ontario. They had an international school fair, and I was in the youngest class. They brought us all in because it was a big deal. And I walked into this gymnasium and thought, wow, I hadn't really started to think about what I wanted to do for university. I was in grade 7. And I walked in there and I looked around and I thought, okay, this is cool. Math, science. Wait a second. What's that in the back corner? The biggest, fanciest, splashiest booth? Where I could study, where I can study what people do for fun? Video games, movies, television. Wait, it gets better. That's not even it. In the place my family went on vacation every year, where there's no snow. That was my introduction to Full Sail. It took some patience and some waiting for the right moment. I'm very proud to say that Full Sail has now been a significant part of the majority of my life. And as I said in the video, I love to take credit for things, but I cannot stand here without giving some shout outs, some specific mentions of people that have had a huge, huge impact in me getting to this exact moment where I stand right now. The first one, are you ready for it? It's gonna go to Katrina Green, who I have known for longer than half of my life. Katrina, I remember every detail of every moment when I finally made it to Florida and sat in your admissions office, and I just knew that this was going to be my future. And I'm so grateful for you, and I'm grateful to have you as a friend. There are some people at Full Sail that I have to name specifically because they are hugely impactful. Those people are Jess Pollock, Pat Remington, Alexander Repetto, who is here, Ken DiGilio, who showed me branding is probably what I should do, Josh Mora, who gave me a huge opportunity to kickstart all of this, and Tracy Wu, you get a shout out too, okay? All of you know, because I've told you, but I mean it when I say you've made a significant impact on me, and I thank you. I've made some Full Sail friends after graduating. Friends like Heather Torres, Danielle Dawson, Carol O, who I know is streaming this with wine in Brazil. Peter Jervis, I have just loved getting to hang out with you the last few months leading up to this. We're friends now, we're gonna be lunching. Donna Dowlis, you are here, and I am so proud to have you here in my VIP section, oh yeah. I also need to name specifically some incredible people in leadership roles at Full Sail that are personal friends. You've heard it before, but the culture that exists here, as I said in that video, I mean it. It is unlike anywhere else. Gary Jones, Isis Jones, Dave Franco, Nell Thompson, Jay Noble, we miss you, but we know you're streaming as well, and we're thinking about you. Craig Daly, Kenny Goldstone, John Phelps. Thank you to all of you for seriously inspiring me and making a huge impact. Damn it, I'm gonna lose the bet. Someone just won some bets, or is about to. Pat Bishop. Woo. Pat, you know how important you are to me. You are my bestie. Thank you for your mentorship, your friendship, and for all of our adventures. We are just getting started with those, by the way. Thank you. The fact that we get to share this week together is something I will remember and cherish for my entire life. Thank you. I did not cry. Did you notice that? Just pointing that out. So maybe actually the bets didn't go as planned. I think we should give a shout out now to Sue Palin. Doesn't that feel like the right moment to do this? Mom, stand up, stand up. Yeah, get up. I know you hate this, but you gotta do it, Mom. My mom, we love her. Not just me, Mom, it's everyone here. You've earned the nickname Hoff Mom. That pretty much says it all. Thank you. I know I get a little bossy at times, but I love you, I appreciate you, and take all this in, because we're doing it together. Some other family, Kevin is here. Kevin helped me pay for my tuition to Full Sail. Listen, thank you for that and for all of the support you've given me over the years. Javi, my sister Kristen, Gamby and Gumper, my grandfather gets a shout out right now, 87 years old and is streaming this live from Canada. I definitely got my charisma genes from him, so give him some love as well. Finally, for shout outs, my team and my clients, and specifically this lovely lady right over here. It is so fun. Normally I come here and Lauren mans the fort for the week of Hall of Fame because I ignore my inbox, I ignore everything except for all of you for the entire week. And the fact that you get to be here and share in this, you deserve this. You deserve this recognition because none of this would have happened or would be here without you. So thank you. Here's what I've realized. Everyone here at Full Sail is a risk taker. We're pursuing dreams that, quite frankly, might not work out. We're choosing to study subjects that aren't safe. We're doubling down on our own ability to create a career of meaning. Here's what I've learned. Every risk we take in life is softened when you surround yourself with people who see you for who you are. People who believe in your potential, who hear your dream, and then challenge you to do more. This is what Full Sail has given me. The firm belief that everyone has the ability to build a career and a life that they love. The trust that my career would unfold exactly how it was supposed to. The motivation to take leaps where I didn't know if I would fall or fly. The community that is so familiar and meaningful that it feels like home. I'm here, my purpose is to challenge you to push, jump, and fight for the career of your dreams. It's what Full Sail has inspired me to do, and I am only just getting started. Thank you.
For me, like the 2.5 hours is like the zen part of my day. Like when I get behind that desk, mixing the show is the easy part. It's dealing with all the outside stuff that is the most challenging. As the head audio engineer on Hamilton, I'm responsible for many, many things. I really feel like getting it right, right in front of you is very important, and it's a big challenge for me. But if the audience is great, then you're still gonna have a great show. So there's a lot of variables to making it all work and making that magic happen. My first experience with sound was back when I had first picked up the guitar. I got to the point where we had played several different gigs and the sound was never right. I realized that there was a void there where there were a lot of people that were out there doing live sound that really didn't know what they were doing. So at that point, I started investigating into schools for that and came across Full Sail. I started in the recording arts degree, and I was over there. We were over there for a while, and I was seeing some of the show production guys doing all the setup and tear down and all the special event live sound, live production things, and I was like, this is what I want to do. So it was at that point that I decided to transition into the show production department. Back in the early 2000s, ADDY Sound Partners was a fairly large name as far as sound design here in New York City. They called and said, well, we need somebody to go take over the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels first national tour. Would you be interested in doing that? And this is a golden opportunity to work with these guys, and I still, to this day, do not regret going back out on the road with them, because it has really led to where I am today.
I met Justin when he was hired to mix for my old partnership. I was a member of ADDY Sound Partners, but we really got to know each other when he came back to New York and took over on the Broadway musical In the Heights. And that's where Justin and I became real colleagues and compatriots in making theater here in the city.
I was one of the few people that he kind of took along with him when he decided to go off in his own direction. And that was amazing, and I'm kind of honored that he would even consider me for such things. He's great. He was at my wedding. He was there when I proposed to my wife. He's been there for a lot of important milestones in my professional career.
Engineers don't get a lot of opportunity to be honored. There's not a lot of awards for live sound engineering. It just doesn't exist. So that, Full Sail has found a way to recognize him and how important he's been to the industry in his relatively young career and has been part of so many big Broadway productions and has done so much good work in such a short time, I think feels really appropriate and exciting. And yeah, it was thrilling to hear about that.
Being able to create something that's only going to happen once, and in that moment in time, if you can get it just right, if that millisecond time you can just get it right, is so rewarding to me. And whether it be a reaction of a laugh, whether it be a reaction of a cry, whether it be a reaction of, oh God, what just happened? Generating that emotional response literally at your fingertips is kind of amazing to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens as Justin Rathbun is inducted into our Hall of Fame by sound designer Nevin Steinberg.
Hi, Justin. I'm so sorry I can't be there with you and your colleagues at the induction today, but I just wanted to let you know that we don't get a chance to tell each other how important we are to each other very often. And I'm going to take this opportunity to make sure that you know how much I value you and your contributions to my work, my career, and my life, and all of the shows we've done together. You should be very proud of this honor. I am very proud of you. Congratulations. It is my honor to induct Justin Rathbun into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Oh man, I'm not gonna cry during my speech, but I almost cried during that. I have prepared remarks because, as you can imagine, I'm usually behind the scenes, not in front of the microphone, so this is very different for me. Thank you so much, and I'm so incredibly honored to be here today. I must say it's nice to have my name spelled correctly on all of this content. During my graduation ceremony 21 years ago, my name was misspelled on all of the graphics, and I'm talking all of them. Go figure, you pay a ridiculous amount of money to go to school and then somebody misspells your name. My classmates and my instructors got a kick out of it, and I hold no grudges, I promise. I'd like to thank Nevin for that wonderful introduction, for the time that he's been able to spend on this Hall of Fame process. He's an incredibly busy and talented designer, and for him to even spare a moment of that is incredibly touching. Of course, thank you to my mom and dad, who are right over there, for supporting me through school and ever since. You guys are both rock stars, and I appreciate and love you both so very much. I wouldn't be here at all this week without the love and support of my wife, Christine, my daughter, Elizabeth, and our newest and most recent addition, Catherine, who's 18 days old today. 18 years. Yeah, I got a while for that, right? And I'm very grateful that my wife even allowed me to come down here, especially with a 2.5-year-old and newborn to take care of. Thank you to my mother-in-law, Yvonne, for helping with our new little family while I'm away. I miss them very, very much, and Dada will be home soon. I'd also like to give a shout out to all 3 of my classmates who unfortunately could not be here today, Mark Betcher, Nate Bloom, and Brianne Heights. Yes, I had a total of 4 people in my class. Needless to say, we got all the information that we wanted and needed from our instructors, and we're each very successful in the career paths we have chosen. I'd also like to give a shout out to the audio team at Hamilton on Broadway. Thank you for covering me while I'm here. Special thanks to several of my Full Sail instructors and collaborators. Tink Abraham, Mark Johnson, Susan Keller, Mike Stewart, Dana Round, Sean McCune, Dave Dean, who are not only instructors, but friends. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Bethany Williams for all of her communication and wrangling of me during this process, as well as the Platinum Creative team here at Full Sail. They were amazing in all the production elements that we did in the ramp up to this, and I'm truly impressed by their professionalism, knowledge, and camaraderie. I could go on with the thank yous for the rest of the evening, but I'll stop there. I do want to take this opportunity to speak to the students that are watching right now. You will find that during your career, there are a multitude of people that will contribute to your success. Even the smallest amount of applied knowledge gained from someone else can instantly propel you from being the novice to a respected professional. I really do want to encourage all the students here that there is a light at the end of the tunnel when you graduate, and that you will most likely have to charge at it. If I had one message for you today, it would be this: Full Sail will give you the keys to the career, and the keys only. You are the one that drives the bus after you get those keys. Take advantage of every opportunity, be it learning or socially, that you may have here at school. Use your instructors, get to know them, get the knowledge from them. Some of them have been doing this for longer than you've been alive and have an incredible amount of real-world experience to share. Some of that isn't in the curriculum. Ask questions, get to know the history of your profession. Know that technology changes daily, and that means that even the information that was taught while in school may not be the same when you graduate. That being said, you will learn so much more when you get your first job, your second job, your third job. You get the idea. Acquire that knowledge. I can assure you that while you are introduced to most of the basic and advanced techniques and procedures, an in-class setting is not always the best way to absorb that information, and will not totally prepare you for all the situations you may encounter. Find that ability to critically assess your situation and use the data you have available to address it. Full Sail is the foundation of your career, the base. Know that you have to go out and earn the respect of the folks in your industry. It's not automatically given. Getting into the industries of every program represented here today is tough. Hard work, a passion for your craft, dedication, and even more hard work will pay off. Once again, thank you for having me, and I'm so proud to be representing the show production folks here at Hall of Fame 2022. Thanks.
No one in the family was allowed to touch Uncle Joe's equipment, but one day I got into trouble for playing with his 31 band EQ, and he walked into the room and my aunt said, "Don't touch that stuff, that's Uncle Joe's." And Uncle Joe said, "No, it's okay, Tom can use it." I said, "Why are you gonna let him play with that?" He said, "He's not playing with it, he's using it. Look at what he's doing. He's actually fascinated by it." And since that day, he was right. I love technology almost as much as I love sound. Getting to work in a career where I have access to high-end and new technology all the time that someone else is responsible for paying for is an absolute dream. Even at a young age, I knew that I wanted to revolve my life around sound and technology. It just took a long time to figure out how that was going to work.
Listening to music with Tom is an interesting exercise. You peek behind the curtains. Sometimes it's not as much fun for the listener, I think. But he is an audiophile. Tom likes the sound of sound. He's in the pursuit of audio experience. I've seen him go to a football game, not to enjoy the game, but to capture the audio of the moments or the crowd. He's one of the few people that sometimes is turned backwards to the action on the field. He loves audio, and that was really brought up here and manifested itself during his time at Full Sail University as a student and then eventually as faculty.
So just after I got out of school, my first job was an internship at Crescent Moon Studios in Miami. And I'll never forget that internship. I spent as much time there as I was allowed to until they would basically ask me to leave. And I made a habit of getting there close to an hour early every morning just because I didn't ever want to be late. A little neurotic, but it worked. So when I was just finishing my internship at Crescent Moon Studios, there was an engineer there. His name was Bob Rosa. He told me that he was opening his own recording studio and would I like to come and work for him. He taught me some really important lessons. The first night that I was working with Bob in the studio, and I remember around 8 p.m., asking Bob and saying, "You know, some friends of mine are meeting up. Do you know what time we're gonna stay here till?" He stared at me and he turned around to his desk, his back to me, and he didn't answer me. As years went on, I realized how important that lesson was, is that we're part of a project, we're part of a production. We work as a team and we leave as a team, or we wait until the project is done at the end of the night. I was part of a production team that really never stopped. I would get comments from people that I knew like, "This is crazy. How can you work like this?" And I thought, What do you mean? I'm lucky. I know people that are looking for work, and I'm so busy I can't do anything but work. So I felt very privileged at the time. After a few years, the hours were just more than I was willing to do. I came to a point where I realized even if I could become as prosperous as someone like Bob was, I would probably still be working those same hours. And although I loved working in the studio, it just wasn't the right thing for me at that point. So I made the decision to move on, which was extremely difficult because I absolutely love working in the recording studio. It was like walking away from a dream. How could you do that? But sometimes you have to recalibrate, and that's what I did. I've been playing video games my entire life, since I was a little kid. Never thought that maybe I could do what I did in the studio on video games, but I realized there was so many connections between the two that it was certainly worth a try. And it's something that I share with people as often as I can that are in our industry, that there are infinite number of ways to recalibrate and reinvent yourself with your prior knowledge and make something new out of it. Old Turkish quote, which is one of my favorite quotes ever, which says, no matter how far down the wrong road you've traveled, just turn back. And that was what I had to do. But I don't regret anything about it because it taught me so much about working with people and about how you can push yourself further than maybe you had ever realized.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to induct Tom Todia, please welcome curriculum writer at Google, Mike Connor.
Thank you so much to everybody at Full Sail University for this week, this experience. I get to share it with my dear friend and all of the colleagues that I worked with as an instructor here. You're all beautiful. I love you guys. Thank you. But I just have to say, I've been hearing about the family, but I think it's more like it's like a multiversity. It's so huge what we've become. And those of us who have left to pursue other things, I take Full Sail with me. I told Gary that the other night. I'm like, you're with me. You're with us on the journey. So thank you to everybody involved with this place. We love this place. We all do. It is humbling for me to ask, first of all, for permission by the power invested in me by Rebecca Todia and the Todia family. It is my utmost honor to induct my friend and colleague, Mr. Tom Todia, into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame.
Wow, wow, wow. Did I say wow? You said wow. This is crazy. This is through the looking glass. Here I am. It's now time. Thank you, Mike, so much for that introduction. Mike teared up a little bit. I don't know if you saw that, so he lost the bet. I am next. It's coming for sure. In that video that they just played of me, I wasn't sure which cuts were going to be added to that when we did that video. And one of the things that I said was about being an hour early to one of my first jobs ever, no matter what. I have to point that out, that on Monday was the day that I was being introduced with my 5 fellow colleagues, and I was 25 minutes late to that introduction. It's the first thing I had to do this week. I'm not joking. And I want to say right now to Sherry, Patrick had nothing to do with that. I want everyone to know that. He paged me 5 times, texted me 5 times, and anyway. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I have some notes to make sure that I stay on track, but before I even look at these, I want you to know that I was an educator here for close to 14 years. The reason why I say that is because all of us are educators. All of us that work in film, in TV, in radio, in movies, in graphic arts, in video games, in design, we are all educators and we're all students all the time. And the educators that taught me when I went back to school here a while ago, I came here originally because I fell in love with gear in the same way that I fell in love with music at a very young age. And that's not unique. It felt unique to me, but as I got older, I realized everyone loves music. It's there for us in all of our moments. It's there when we're heartbroken, when we're happy, when we're sad, when we're angry. It supplies love, it supplies emotion. It means so much. And I knew at a young age, all I wanted to do was be around it. Not be a musician, just be in the room with the musicians, be there when they performed. And I heard about this school, Full Sail, and I thought I could actually just handle gear, equipment and gear and expensive gear, and spend time around amazing musicians, like personal concerts that I got to be part of. Nothing sounded more exciting to me. So I came here to school and I loved the gear. I was one of the people that loved the overnight labs. 1 to 5 a.m., we would have labs in the studio. 5 to 9 a.m., we would have labs in the studio. And then sometimes lecture at 9 a.m. immediately after that. People who I knew thought that's the craziest way to exist in a school. How could you do that? I was so excited by it. It felt like such an outside rebellious thing, and it just took me places. And I never forget that. If you have a chance to do overnight labs, do them. Ask to be invited to one if you haven't had one before. They mean a lot, and they also prepare you for what happens when you get out of here. I want to take a moment and mention, there's so many people that I want to mention and thank, because honestly, this doesn't really feel much like it's about me. It feels so much about the people that helped me get here. And I've had a lot of help. Since I was very young, I've had a lot of help. There are a lot of educators in this room right now that meant a lot to me. And I can't say every single name because it would take too long. But if you are currently or were ever an educator of any kind, please do me a favor and just stand up. And let's all applaud those people right now. There's a lot of you in here, all of you, please. Oh. Full Sail isn't just about teaching students. It's about mentorship. Mentorship never ends. It's like that word networking. We hear it a lot. We wonder what it really means, but you'll know as time goes on. I am insanely humbled by this. I'm excited by this, but the excitement is really nothing compared to the humility I feel. And why is that? Because of the people that have come before me in this group, the caliber of the people in this group. I just thought, you gotta be kidding me. I'm one of them now? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's very humbling. And even more so than that, all the graduates that I know, that I've worked with over the years, that have done incredible things, that also deserve to be on this stage right now as well. That's humbling, just to think you might be picked out of that group. It's amazing, and it hits me very, very hard. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge all the people that make this happen. Platinum Creative, the leadership at school, the teachers, everyone that makes this happen. If you look above us, there's lights, there's LEDs. Someone dragged this piano here physically. It hasn't been played yet, but it's a beautiful lacquered thing right there. There are people running around with cameras, streaming this to other people live. It takes a lot of effort to do this. I know, because I've spent my time doing that kind of work. And if we could all just give a round of applause to the people that are doing that. Thank you. Thank you. And to the Platinum people that made that video, thank you so much for having both my wife and Hank, our dog, in that video. Two of the most important people in the world. My children and mom are here too. I will talk about them. I'm not leaving them out. I spent a lot of time working in recording studios in the beginning of my career, and it was a dream. It was beyond a dream. And I was lucky enough to hook up with some people that were very busy. So I got to tag along. You know, the music industry can be a little bit like a shark, where the shark eats and there's smaller fish that follow the shark and pick up bits. That's kind of the way music tends to work. And I was lucky to be around some really big sharks. So I had some great projects that I got involved with. But I transitioned my career like lots of us, like many people who spoke up here today before I got here. I had no idea I would ever get into video games. I've played video games since the Atari was in stores, because I'm older than most of you. Yes, the original. Yeah, I had an Atari. I've loved games my whole life, but the idea of doing that for a living, it just never really occurred to me until much later in my career. And I want to acknowledge that a little bit because my business partner and also a dear friend is here. He traveled down from Atlanta. Chris Latham, will you stand up? Where are you? Yeah, there he is. Chris is like 8'9", so he didn't really have to stand up. You would have seen him anyway, but he did, and thank you for doing that. Chris and I started working together late nights for free when we were teaching here, doing some game audio production. We just wanted to learn how it worked. And it was the most complicated thing I ever did in my life. Little story, he and I was trying to make sound work inside this game engine that we got a hold of, and there was a plane, and we wanted to make the sound of the plane engine happen. So when it took off, you would hear it. And this was our goal, just to make this one sound work in this game. And it took weeks. We just couldn't do it. We tried everything. We were pulling the system apart. And then one day, we did it. It worked. The plane engine sound made sound in the game, and we heard it. It was fascinating. And then the plane took off, and the sound just stayed in this invisible place, and it didn't work. And it was like, oh. The point of that little story is that the frustration of that was so extreme. Most people probably would have thought, well, don't do that for a living. That's got to be a terrible thing to do. But Chris and I are very simpatico. The next thing we said immediately, we weren't taking a break, how are we going to make it stick to the plane? Let's start digging through that right now. Making games is the hardest game I've ever played, and I absolutely love it. And also to that point, I want to acknowledge some counterparts of mine, some friends that are joining me here in the audience that work with me at EA, one of whom was a student here, got a master's degree. Darren and Ryan, will you guys both please just stand up for a second? Do it and let everybody clap for them. The reason why I wanted to embarrass them for a moment along with me is because, we work in teams. The work that we do takes a lot of people to get it right. And one thing I would love to say to graduates and fellow alumni and people who are about to get out into the world is that don't only concentrate on yourself. You're going to be on teams of people that are smarter and better and faster than you. And at some point, you're going to get paid to learn at an accelerated rate instead of the other way around. And you're going to be around just these amazing characters that always lift you up, always make you feel proud to be part of a really awesome team. And something I think we should all acknowledge is to learn to celebrate other people, not just yourself. I've seen people refer to this as like a Kool-Aid effect. Always being positive, always telling somebody how great they are. You don't really mean it. That's not true. Don't be cynical. You're surrounded by people doing amazing things. Say that to them, acknowledge it. Ask them if they could help you learn something about it. You'd be amazed what you get out of those conversations and how it'll make you feel and how it'll propel you forward if you keep, thinking that way. I do not have a lot of answers that I could give to fellow students right now that might fix your future or make everything work out quite right. I've had a great time this week speaking to old friends, making new friends. But I do have one simple message on that, and I know this sounds ridiculous, don't quit. Right? That doesn't sound like it's that impressive, but it's the most important thing. Do not quit on yourself, ever, no matter what you do. Because what happens is someone's gonna ask you one day, how did you do that? How did you get to where you are right now? That's amazing. What's the plan? What's the formula? And you're gonna think to yourself, I don't know. I just didn't quit, and here I am, surrounded by awesome people doing amazing things. So do not quit on yourself, and don't have these insane expectations of exactly how success is going to arrive or in what fashion. It will. Success usually arrives when you're not looking for it, and you're just working really hard. One day, there it is. It reminds me of a quote as a 20th century, one of the best cellists from the 20th century, his name was Pablo Casals, but he, at 83 years old, he was in an interview, and the interviewer asked, how do you still practice 4 to 5 hours a day, 7 days a week at the age of 83? You're the most accomplished cellist, you've played everywhere. And he said, that's a good question. I think I'm making progress. There's so much genius in that. I just want you to hold on to it and think about it because it occurs to me quite often. So before I get done, the real reason I'm standing here is I just need to acknowledge some people, fellow teachers, friends. There's a lot of people I need to speak about, but more than anything, it's my family. My family is, they're my support staff, they're my love. My mother is here, and this is gonna be tough. Mom, will you just wave or let them know where you are, sitting over there? There she is. There's Mom. My mom is my personal hero. She has been my entire life. My family has just been me and my mom when I was growing up. We were just a duo. My mom worked very hard. I was the 80s latchkey kid, made myself grilled cheese, watched a lot of Looney Tunes, played a lot of video games. I was one of those people. No matter where we were or what was happening or what struggles we went through, I never knew we were struggling. Never. My mom showed me love, compassion. She kept me healthy. She kept me safe. And no matter what, I always felt like everything was going to be okay, even though she probably felt like it wasn't and would go into her room and deal with stress and cry, but never put any of it on me. Let's all take a moment sometime soon to say something like that to our parents if you haven't, and just acknowledge what it is that they've done. I know now because I am a parent. My two amazing children are here, Tommy and Lucia. You wave also, just let them know. These two kids are the light of my life. I know all parents say that about their kids, but they really are. It's hard for me to explain how much they mean to me. And I was always driven, but when they're around, I'm driven even more because I want them to see that example no matter what. You can tell kids anything you want, and they're usually going to ignore you, but they will learn based on how you treat them, based on how you treat other people, based on how hard you work. That's what they really learn from. And it's an absolute privilege to be your father. Thank you. And lastly, so we can all go off and have some fun after this and not sweat underneath this jacket anymore. I want to take a moment to acknowledge my best friend, absolute love of my life, my wife, Rebecca Todia. If you could please wave, honey, just so they know that you're over there. Oh, Rebecca. When Rebecca and I met, we've been together 22 years now, married 21 years. And when Rebecca and I met, thank you. Lucky me. When Rebecca and I met, it was love at first sight for me. And eventually I wore her down and we had a date. I used to work 100-hour weeks. When Rebecca and I met, I was working in a recording studio in North Miami, and I had nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. I slept in an Orlex foam box. I've told people this story. If you don't know what that is, that's some of the foam we put on walls for acoustics. And I had one that had one piece of foam left in it. And some friends of mine that were nice enough to let me stay with them on South Beach because I had no money for rent. I lived under their dining room table for a long time inside that box. It's so crazy. I didn't own a car, I had a scooter, and she pretended that it was a Porsche and would get on the back and, we'd ride around South Beach and it was a magical time in our lives, in my life. She stayed with me the whole time, through 100-hour weeks, through me pushing into new avenues where I had to work weekends and nights just to study and learn something new. She was always there, always looking after me, always looking after our family. And I honestly don't think I would be here right now or doing any of this if I didn't have that emotional love and support. If you have someone like that in your life, that's great, but no matter what, remember to do it for yourself. Remember to love yourself and give yourself the emotional support that you need, because it's the only thing that gets you through the modulations of this kind of crazy career. So once again, let me just say how much I'm humbled and honored to be part of this group and to be able to be here and interact with fellow students and alumni again, even though I'm not part of the campus anymore. Now I get to be here and be a torchbearer, and that means more to me than I can possibly explain. And I hope everybody has as much of a great evening as I know I'm going to have. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage Orlando's Poet Laureate, Sean Welcome.
No man is my enemy. No man is my friend. All men are my teachers. Credit the quote to Florence Shin. Painting a dim glimpse into time, we can deconstruct and learn from the past, remain present in the presence of greatness beyond a certain stratosphere. Weight becomes weightless. Consider the stars. Consider the future. The ones we honor today shimmer like glaciers at sunrise. Consider these icebergs, just keeping the world cool as we can against all odds. Even when the winds don't give us a full sail, we still find a way home. Home as in where the heart is, as well as where it all started. Right here, where the future can feel like an unfocused lens until the imagination makes it sharp as a razor's edge, cutting into conventional ideas of success. It is what sets us apart from the rest until that which sets us apart becomes the norm in a cyclical purple creative time and space storm where so many might lose their way. But not today. Today, we celebrate expanded domains, embodied in our honorees in Full Sail University's 2022 Hall of Fame.
You are amazing. My goodness. My goodness. What a day. How about one round of applause, final round of applause for the new inductees? Would you stand again? Woo-hoo! Hall of Fame number 12. Amazing. Amazing. Tom, I hadn't noticed the piano till you mentioned something about that. I made some quick calls backstage. I found that Darkchild Records recording artist Jack Ross happened to be in the building, and he said he would play for us. So would you please welcome Jack Ross to the stage?
How's everybody doing this evening? Good, good, good. Listen, can we give all of the Hall of Fame inductees a big round of applause if you really are proud of them? Awesome. My name is Jack Ross. I'm a product of Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, and I'm from a small town called Live Oak, Florida. And I just want to sing for you a little bit tonight, if that's all right. So everybody say, sing, Jack. Sing. All right, I'm going to do that, all right? I was born by the river in a little old tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. And then I'll go to my brother. Yeah, I'll say, brother, oh brother, help me please, yeah. But then he winds up knocking me, yes he does, back down on my knees. Oh, there've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long. Somehow I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Trying, but I'm getting nowhere. Looking like heaven, but I'm feeling like hell. Bills keep coming, but the money ain't there. Baby need milk, so everything's for sale. Whoa, yeah, it get hard sometimes, but I gotta keep pushing, 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 pushing. I feel like I'm gonna lose my mind. Still I gotta keep pushing, 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 and pushing. When you lose it all, when your well burns dry, when you can't break the flow, and give yourself another try, 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 try. Oh, get back dignified. Try, try, try. Give yourself another try. When you lose it all, when your well runs dry, you can't break the flow, and give yourself another try, 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 try. Oh, get back dignified. Try, try, try. Give yourself another try. Thank you. You can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the king, come banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move mountains, you can break rocks. You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you're gonna find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. Yes, they will. You'll be standing in the Hall of Fame. Oh, oh, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name, yeah. 'Cause you burn with the brightest flame, yes you do. And the world's gonna know your name, know your name, know your name. You'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.